Es un hombre extraordinario.
Me impresiona mucho.
Pues ¿sabes qué? Yo creo que no es tanto el físico, es más bien la personalidad que tiene y todo lo que proyecta.
Ya me lo imagino con su smoking blanco, un martini en una mano y un costoso habano en la otra.
Provocativo. Atractivo.
A new stereophonic sound spectacular.
Hello there, and welcome to the exciting world of HIP. This is a new departure in language instruction for English-speaking people who want to talk to and be understood by jazz musicians, hipsters, beatniks, juvenile delinquents, and the criminal fringe.
Bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur. Nous allons, grâce à ce disque créé spécialement pour vous, essayer de tirer ensemble le maximum de qualité sonore de votre chaîne haute fidélité.
Sit back, relax, and close your eyes.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, Agilistas and Scrummies and everything. Welcome to the virtual Agile Lounge. This is a AFJ podcast. It's the Friday Live Agile number 149 since we started in Tulum. And I'm so pleased to be before you this Friday, November. Sorry about that. Maybe if I could, the microphone should always be an asset. So welcome back to this beautiful channel here on YouTube. I'm at five to be 1,000. So please bring me there before Thanksgiving, because around that time I will be going into Boston for Agile Boston, where we're going to talk about the future of Scrum. Yes, everything is the future, so much that we forget the right here and right now. So I'm so pleased to be there with you today, this Friday, November the 1st. So it's your lunchtime here on the East Coast. It's 11:34 now. So I hope you grab your sandwich, your submarine, your pizza, your whatever you want. And it's a kind of a DARE REAL AGILE special episode of the Agile Wars, this civil wars that we have among us, consultant, we are back to square one on the 2001. So it's 2001 will commence again. And today and this week of the election for our neighbor of the South and the United States of the America, they will go into an election. And I say, why not be disruptive? Why not be audacious? And to dare, yes, because we are the DARE REAL AGILE Podcast. And I dare to challenge you and to propose value about stopping all of the shenanigan of reimagine Agile, Mr. Smith. Enough is enough. We failed. Let's just accept that we failed and that we should move on and let's create something new. So it's kind of an oxymoron because I call it the Make Agility Great Again, and this spirit of Ronald Reagan, because everybody think it's the Trump guy, the Trump pet. No, it was Ronald Reagan back in 1980 in his first campaign who wanted it's the same thing, it's the same old thing. New bosses, old-fashioned ideas. So that's the thing. So this is why in Dallas this year, at the Agile Alliance conference, the Agile 2024, they literally fell with only 36% attendance. They didn't sell out. They didn't, They are not inviting for an engaged conversation. And this is what I want to denounce with this new blog. It's a written blog. It's take only 3 minutes to read. But I decided to do this podcast, this special episode of the DARE REAL AGILE, who is simultaneously on the vlog, exclusively to YouTube and Rumble, because LinkedIn, it's too constipated to get that subject. This subject is not suitable for linked out. So that's why I'm doing here, only here for the video podcasting on YouTube and especially Rumble. And it has nothing to do about being conservative or being progressive. Actually, agile as an adjective should help you, all right, have value and principle that will inform patterns of doing staying agile. Not to be agile, but very practicing something that will bring you up, that will level up your game of delivering to market great product and great services. So as much as I'm agnostic, as much as I'm a greater project and program manager, utilizing these waterfall stuff sometimes, why I am agnostic like this in my professional life, in my professional services delivery, it's simple. Because my main motivation is to help another human being. And in the professional business world, it's to be at the service of you, the customer, of you, the sponsor. And I will listen and I will adapt. I will be a real agile person to your context. And if your business context, if your software development context, if your delivery context, if your product management lifecycle context, all of this do not require innovative, disruptive values and patterns such as business agility, Scrum, Kanban, system engineering, what have you, blah, blah, blah. Fair enough. Let's do that waterfall because you guarantee that you won't need any change. You guarantee that your employee are trained enough, stable enough, and you have the capacity management. And then if something happened, you'll maybe do the CPM, this famous 1951 type of critical path management process. Perfect, no problem. I could do this. I did that. But if you really wanted to embrace the here and now, the 2025, to be the first of your market, to disrupt your market, or if you have technology that you still need some kind of R&D, it's really complex. The client doesn't know what he wants. She doesn't know what she needs. And you have to create your customer because you have to rise up your business. And you have like maybe some kind of middle experienced people that's still learning. They still need this empirical process. You see me going, and complexity and cost. You will be good. You will be better off with Scrum. Yes, Scrum, not Agile. And remember again, and this is from the mouth of Jeff Sutherland himself in Austin, Texas. I will put the link of this great video that I shot with my iPhone, shaky a little bit, but it was a great moment of anthology when he explained that the 3 Scrum guy and the 6-7 with Ken Beck, extreme programming guy, are literally, so XP and Scrum are the mother and father of this agile software development. And the book that was written even before that, Agile Software Development with Scrum, that it's the reason why I'm Scrumming since 1999, sort of, because I did use it later as an improvement. And this is when I start being curious about Mike Beadle, because I love his approach, I love his angle, I love his perspective. And we became friends probably like in the 2008-9, when in the crisis we had time to chat and everything. So here's the deal, here's the thing. I want to shock you this Friday, November 1st, to open this Thanksgiving month, to open this month of success with providing you this proposed value of not reimagine Agile, not reforming it, as the Make American Great Again was coined by the conservative under Reagan. Mr. Trump just took it as a revival, but this is really conservative. And Agile, as at some point, it's capitalist, but capitalist is neither conservative or progressive. You could actually have different form of capitalism. And this is why I'm a true believer in my case of self-management. It's a lot more deep and profound than self-organized team. What we try to enhance here is the decentralization, or at least a distributed network of things. And the substantial architecture proposed by Mike Beadle and Enterprise Scrum for business agility is exactly this kind of architecture, hierarchical layers of thing. Okay, it's the signature pattern of Enterprise Scrum to propose the an architecture of enterprise where you engage people, this invitation base from the Open Leadership Network. What was that song? Okay, I see. No problem. Sorry about that. So anyway, so today I did this thing to nuance what you could read on my blog. Because yes, I'm going back to writing. I think it's important to use all of the mediums. But I said, hey, hold on a second. I've got about 5,000 followers on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Deezer, Amazon, and everything that write to me. It's probably my most dynamic community out there, if I could call it a community. They write me, they send me gift, they buy me coffee. And if you like to do like them, in the description of this video, you could actually have a link to buy me a coffee. I love coffee, and I always purchase coffee from a local person who Shartnik, and he's also having it from producer, independent producer. So all of that money goes into this subscription, decentralized spirit and pattern among people. So that being said, let's go. I'm going to read you the blog. It's just like, this is a very small podcast to actually provide for those who prefer watching it and watching me and interacting, and especially those who'd like to run with me, do their jogging with me. So let's do the jogging with this proposed value of making Agile Scrum again, and you're going to see why. And so without further ado, let's do this. It's something that I really like to do on my personal vlog of Urban Explorer. I do it more often, even though. So let's do this. So the official title, not to be too much like, so here on the Rumble and YouTube, I go on with, make Agile Scrum again, and this kind of visual team domain aspect of shocking with this MAGA movement that nobody likes, apparently. Yeah, you'll see it next Tuesday. You're going to see how it's going to be done. So without further ado, let me see this fade user experience, Veronica, over at Streamlab. You don't get it. Should I do it like this, actually? So let's do this. Maybe like that. Is it good? I don't know. Yeah, tell me in the chat. So Agile Wars. So what's going on? What's going on with this? So no need to reimagine Agile, Mr. Jim Highsmith, and all of your kind of lame people that became very stoic. Not even stoic, because if you were stoic, at least you will bring something into action. But no, you just grasp this kind of the 2001 ideas, and you think because all people didn't understand. That's the most shocking and stupid thing to say to an audience, that they don't understand, because it's no invitation into that. There's no proposed value into that. There's nothing to engage them and to realizing something that needs to be great again. And how much we want it to make it great again, because this too, it's a kind of a conservative loop back. And the only feedback loop that I'm interested in, it's the customer feedback, the user feedback, the employee feedback, the any stakeholder experience feedback, for us, all of us, all together and different, to evolve, okay? To correct ourselves, to improve. That's the problem. And so, since the Agile Industrial Complex, circa 2015, 2016, when Agile became more democratized, when Agile become a thing, become a job, become a thing you sell, the big four, Deloitte and Pricewaterhouse, having their own Agile transformation office and all that BS. Yes, let's call the violation here. That start this chasm of the bad Agile, the zombie Scrum, and all the thing of imposition, and you need this to survive, and this and that, all the paper. So in recent years, there's been an increasing number of voices in the Agile community, and we'll go back to that, suggesting that we need to reimagine Agile. While this sentiment may come from a desire to evolve and adapt to modern challenges, I believe we risk losing sight of what made Agile so effective in the first place. And on that, I'm getting out of my reading right now to just, when I wrote this, I was thinking, of course Agile, it's inspect and adapt. Of course Agile does their prism. But we forget about these scientific method. We forget about the sport emulation of, being strong and being together. So we forget the real Scrum, because Scrum is that system. Agile is an adjective that is used in Scrum and the lean process. You see me going? So I was thinking like, okay, but Agile was already a great idea. So we just failed to influence it properly. We just failed. And I know in 2001, that was a shagang year with 9/11 and stuff like this. A lot of things when, so you're in February, you start making noise, because that was the purpose of that meeting in Utah, to make noise about it. Okay, for the software engineer, the product management, and those also in the consulting of evolving business with the dot-com crisis that was just happened and everything. So they were there to be more effective. And funny enough, almost 25 years later now, we are into another kind of crisis. This is why this is the Agile Wars, because we are back to square one, where 17 people and even more argue that their system is better than the system of the others, and that and PMI has his revenge, SAFe is imploding as well. So all of this look alike for me and my experience in 2000, 2001 with the dot-com crashes as well. This computer programming going to software development, going to e-commerce, and now we have this new internet of money with the blockchain and competition for the energy that we will take with the AI, what we call AI, this internet of knowledge, or this internet of co-creation with a machine that learn and use data to provide us more productivity and apparently more quality at some point. So here's the thing. And with AI, we forget about the PI, which is personal intelligence, that goes into what you ask for the machine to help you, to assist you create so better thing. And by the way, I did wrote this into a cafe in Shaughnessy Village here in downtown Montreal. And the only thing that I asked Cloud, just rewrite me this blog that I wrote with a tone of dynamic and proposed value. That's all. And I was kind of pleased of it, but I like 90% of this, I'm going to read you now. It's basically the human intelligence, the HI, but I test it to be modern, to be in my time. I tested to improve it, and it didn't improve it that much, because I'm already a good writer. I did political science, public administration, philosophy. So I don't have any problem creating concept, but I love to have those new tools and with the data out there to kind of challenge me in my writing. So the use of AI, or the use back then of the internet, is exactly about it. So an Agile was there to actually say to the marketing people, to the product people, hey guys, hold on a second. Us developer, us creator of system, we are not just doer. And so, Agile as an adjective has always been in the English and French language for years. So how could we apply it into values and principles that will inform patterns to deliver what's right? So that was all about it. And at some point in the line, it's failed. Of course, the project manager thought it was a bad idea. You have the revenge of Dean Lintingwell with his SAFe to be more like pushing into order, this left brain tyranny, instead of inviting the right brainer and working together, as one. Yes, as one. This is one of the principles that I favor, actually. Business and IT people working together to serve you, the customer. So that's why, in that sense, Agile was so effective in the first place. But instead of chasing new frameworks or reinventing Agile practices, we just need to focus on making Agile great again by creating something new from its core values and delivering what's right for your teams, your client, and your enterprise, your business. So you see, the art of Agile, it's the empirical science and Scrum, as I was explaining a little bit in the beginning. So Agile's founding principle, especially as embodied in Scrum, are built on empirical science. Empiricism means making decision, because we manage decision at first place based on observation and listening, evidence base, and experience. not on assumption and theoretical models detached from reality. Because once again, we live in a world that the left and right brain seems to be in competition and the perspective could be at odds. But the real world is the world that we use those three pillars of empirical process. So Scrum, with its iterative cycle of learning and adapting as much as delivering, provides teams with the tools to navigate complex environment, continuously inspect and adapt and deliver value. And this is proven after 25 years of doing it, after 940 teams and organization on board into that system, configure that system to their context, to their product lifecycle, and so on. I've seen it achieve. I've seen some failure, of course, but when you apply the system and then you bend it to your needs, it's going smooth, perfect. You have these achievers like Apple Computer, for instance. They were using the Scrum system, this empirical science process, what should I say, without naming Scrum. A value-based company that is really walking the talk, achieve it better. They do Scrum without knowing it. Spotify model doesn't exist. It's a Scrum-based company. Urban Acolyte API for boosting sales and search engine on eBay and Amazon. It's a Scrum-based company. It's an empirical process system, ever-changing, constantly with the feedback loop of their customer and user. So that's the key to success, and quality is key over any kind of productivity. So that's bring me to yet, many organizations have strayed from this core I just explained. Rather than focusing on empirism, they find themselves entangled in processes that emphasize bureaucracy, technocracy over this experimentation needed to evolve. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is there and it's going around. We simply need to revisit the foundational principle that made Agile so transformative in the first place. That only 16% to this day, 24 years after the manifesto, 16% of the organization in the 188 countries surveyed pretend to apply and use this agile approach. So delivering what's right, it should be the core. And how do we deliver what's right? At its essence, agile is about delivering the right thing at the right moment for the right audience and the right people. Not just shipping more feature or ticking off task from a board, a Kanban, whatever. It's about understanding what truly drives value for customers and continuously refining the product to meet those needs. Teams needs the freedom and support to focus on outcomes over output. Yes, that's another key. Could we have result, satisfaction, and a smarter and better experience? As agile practitioners, we should altogether encourage companies to use Scrum empirical approach to foster a culture where teams regularly inspect and adapt their work to meet evolving customer needs and evolving market and rising market. By building feedback loops into every stage of product development, we can ensure that what we deliver is truly aligned with the organization's goals to scale your business, not agile. Hello, wake up. And its customer expectation and experience. So the feedback and the quality are the keys here. So faster, smarter experiences for clients and employees. Exactly. One of the key benefits of Agile is that it enhances both client satisfaction and employee engagement. How do we do that? Agile, iterative, transparent nature provides client with that regular opportunities to give feedback. If you truly walk the talk, instead of just having a lip service of value on the wall of your reception to your office, just make it happen. You know what? You just have to do this and you'll achieve something. If you never do this, if you have like impediment and you don't even give the power, the decision rights to the Scrum Master to actually remove those impediments, don't tell me you are agile. Don't tell me you are doing agile. And you're part of the problem why those losers, those lame people say, oh, agile is bad, agile is da 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 da. Blah, blah, blah. So let's go back. With this decision rights, you're going to see where I'm going with that. This also prevents misalignment between the team's work and the client expectation, demand, and desire, reducing the waste, which is the lean thing behind Scrum, and increase customer satisfaction. For employees, Agile offers an environment, not your FBSDIE, no. Agile as the adjective true value pattern application offers an environment where they can thrive. They could feel safe. They could feel appreciated. They could actually feel creative, do something. Teams that follow Scrum have more autonomy to make decisions, share ideas, and collaborate cross-functionally. This fosters a culture of continuous learning, engagement, where our employees are really empowered to grow personally and professionally, innovate by being creative and free, and to choose what we should do because you hire them to tell you what to do. And take ownership, yes, ownership and responsibility of their work. That's the true engagement. If you're always in command and control and you have those old ways of doing things, you could not achieve that. Even if you work for a time, but your competition and the new generation growing up will kick your ass like never before. So that was the meaning in April 2020 of the article in Forbes from Steve Denning. When he quotes and he's from the team, agile people will survive. And I used to tell him, not survive, they will thrive into this new economy of 2030. Will you be ready in 2030? I'm not sure. So engaged teams lead to better results. Yes, engaged people, engaged teams leads to better results for the organization and higher retention rate as well. And of course, Jim I. Smith, I don't understand where you are right now with those lame people around you at Agile Alliance, because this paragraph was thinking of what you once told me in 2006. To be agile, you have to be simple. Keep it simple. Keeping agile simple. It's the real challenge. Oh, yes, people love so much to complicate things. Huh? This kind of survival of the left brain autocracy. It's tempting to complicate agile with new methodologies, buzzwords, certifications, this and that, all the distraction. But agile's power lies in its simplicity. Its success doesn't depend on overhauling the system or rebranding it with new terminology. What's needed is a return to its fundamental principles. Because you see, in this paragraph, I'm already going you back to this original principle that have proven successful time again in managing your decision and how to apply it. The Scrum time-tested framework for over 30 years, in my case, 25 years, of transparency, inspection, and adaptation gives teams the structure already they need to navigate in the complexity and uncertainty to smash the face of the VUCA. The challenge isn't in reimagining Agile, but in protecting its simplicity for being lost in over-complication, over-communication, which is written in the Agile Manifesto to help you not doing this, but you're doing it anyway. So create new ideas, new wow. Yeah, what is the wow? It's the ways of working. That's it. And I love that quote from Steve Jobs. I don't know if we could see it here. If you want to hire great people and have them stay, you have to be run by ideas, not hierarchy. The best ideas have to win. Sane competition. This is how to level up your true Agile fundamental. So finally, let's make Agile great again. To truly make Agile great again, we need to, 1, connect meaningfully with Agile's fundamental values of individual and their interaction, a working product that will satisfy your customer, having the customer collaboration and constant feedback loop, and responding to change over following a plan. Okay, there's no beginning and end nowadays. It's an evolution. It's a continuously evolution. So use them to create new ways of working. Yes, use them to have patterns of ways of working and inspect continuously. Second, embrace Scrum's empirical approach and substantial architecture to guide teams toward constant learning and improvement. And thirdly, shift focus from outputs to deliver what's truly valuable and right for customers. Fourth, foster environments where employees are empowered to experiment, innovate, and grow in their skills and more. Fifth, resist the urge to overcomplicate things. Among other things, this Agile adjective. Keep it simple. Keep it human-centric, HI over AI, if you use AI. And always prioritize delivering value. And finally, go beyond the software development mentality, the left brain paradigm. Understand the power of business agility, that it's the true Agile revolution. To agilize the entire enterprise. This is what I've learned with my time as a mentee of Mike Beadle. Agile doesn't need to be reimagined. It needs to be empowered. Let's not lose sight of the essence that made Agile transformative in the first place by foster smarter, more effective experience for client and employees alike. Agile is not broken. Far from it. It's just waiting for us, all of us together and different, to discover its true power. Let's commit to delivering what's right, embracing the science of Scrum, and ensuring agility continues to evolve in a way that empowers teams to create real value. Make Agile Scrum again. Thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate you. We are in the month of November. It's the Thanksgiving month. And I would like to give my gratitude to you, all of you that follow me, that write me great message for me to improve as well. And this podcasting, volunteering, needed of expression of ideas, this market of ideas. So let's be together and different in this. Even if we disagree sometime, at least we could have a civil discourse. And this is what I want to have. I'm going to be in Ottawa for the PM Evolve with the PMI. Yes. A true, real, daring, agile consultant and entrepreneur with disruptive and evolution will be at the the PM Evolve next week in Ottawa, our national capital, to talking about the future of work. They call it from the Scrum Alliance. Because this is imagine. And I think I'm going to have a great time with all of those people to have a sane debate on AI with human touch and the future of work. So that was one of the things. And I'm going to be also performing the 8 patterns of business agility, which is a mix for me of the Daniel Mizik Open Leadership Network of invitation base with the 8 pattern of open business agility, plus a lot of the enterprise Scrum for business agility, I'm going to do a 1 hour kind of showcase, interactive workshop at the PM Evolve Ottawa next week. Then after, I'm going to be doing and facilitating the Fuck Up Scrum. Have you fuck your Scrum? So if you're on the Montreal area, I'll the link or in the description or the pine comment for you to get your tickets. We're already sold 12, 13, I think, at this day. It's only a place for 30 because we'd like to make it like productive and quality. And why do you have to pay? Because I've got some expense. And after all the expense paid, I'm going to give away the money to the Welcome All mission and La Petite Maison for the single woman in needs. So in November also, this is why I have a bow tie for those who are asking the question in the chat. I do have the bow tie because I didn't want to shave myself. So I'm going to do the bow for November. So every day I'm in public setting, I'm in with my client, I'm going to wear that bow to raise money and awareness for this incredible mental health and suicide prevention of the men, especially. We embraced last month everything for women. Now, and for me, it's always like together. I don't want to do intersectionality. We have to have a global thing, but local action. So that's why we do this kind of ritual, if you like to call it. And of course, and remembrance, lest we forget, till November the 13th, I wear this puppy and remembrance of those who fought for liberty, for us to still have the choice and this freedom of expression right now, maybe to shock you, maybe to invite you. I don't want to shock you necessarily, but I'd like to invite you to come. And by the way, how is the survey right now? Do you still believe in Agile? And you have yes, no, and why. And now the why and the yes. There's 50% no and 50% why in the survey. The survey will go out after the live. One last thing that I would like to tell you also in November that will happen in this gratitude Thanksgiving month. I'm going to be for the 6th time in Boston at Agile Boston with the Give Thanks for Scrum, where we're going to talk about the future of Scrum. And of course, this blog for me will be the fingerprint, will be the core of what I will want to share with the audience, but mostly, and how do we actually not market Scrum, but how do we refine Scrum in a way that we could do it within organizations that are progressive, that are in the upfront of their market, or they want to disrupt their market. And we're going to have to stop actually selling that snake oils to organizations who are more conservative and they don't need it because it's nothing complex in what they do, or they are so regulated by compliance that it's useless to try to force and limit. They will be limited by these agile practices. So in a sense, that's the real empirical process, I do believe, where you think about it. And so lastly, I'm going to celebrate my 25 years of Scrum this month. Of course, I didn't been a Scrum Master for all those 25 years. I am also a project manager. I'm also a product manager. I'm also like someone who help and advise. I'm a trustee advisor for C-level people and other leaders. So I'm acting as many things because first and foremost, I'm Frédéric Joly, an entrepreneur, an innovator, and an early adopter of things. And I've got many organizations myself. I've got many companies myself, should I say. So that's why I'm able to improve and help you improve your process. And of course, that's why I stumbled upon Scrum Mastering back in 1999 because of two engineers, McAllister and Jean-Yves. Je vous salue. I salute you because you asked me not to be your project manager. You told me the importance of being empirical. And because of my dropping out of astrophysics, I knew about it. You knew about it too, because you were a software engineer, but you were also from the physics world. So we agreed that for that particular project that we had together, with all this R&D, all this complexity, all of this new language that you needed to learn even yourself after 10 years on the field. So we need to have the Scrum system to actually advance with these principles of empirism. So that was great. And I truly find it, even today, scaling it to the entire enterprise, which we call the real revolution of business agility. So on that, my beautiful and amazing Scrum Loungers, I hope, if you are from Montreal, I hope to see you Wednesday, the 28th at the Crew Collective at 360 Saint-Jacques. Have your tickets. We're going to have great food, great wine, non-alcoholic beverage, beer, of course. I can't wait to welcome you, to have you share in the circle, the sharing circle, your fuck up, and most importantly, how did you achieve to what you learned from it, and how do you mitigate it? So that's a rendezvous. I wish you a great month of November. I wish you all the best, and remember who you truly are. You are wonderful. You are powerful. Your power lies into doing whatever you wanted to do, being whoever you wanted to be, and respect of one another. On that, happy weekend. See you next time. Mostly, we appear every Friday between 9 and 12. For sure, the DARE REAL Agile Podcast, the last Friday of the month, and the French program, Un Café avec Frédéric, the first Friday of the month. Take care and happy November.